In this episode, we sail from Arklow to Howth. We find some seals in the harbour and do some long overdue provisioning on the boat, as well as exploring this lovely seaside town just north of Dublin. We left Arklow this morning around 6:30. Currently on our way to Howth, and it should be about 6-7 hours to get there, so we're arriving early afternoon, which isn't too bad. Yesterday we did some laundry, so as part of the yacht club that we were at, they actually had free washers and dryers, that included part of what you pay to stay. So we did a lot of our laundry, which was quite good, and just potted around for the day, didn't really do very much. We're hoping to spend about 4 days in Arklow, maybe, see what the weather's doing afterwards to where we can get to, but yeah, we're going to probably take a trip into Dublin for a day, and then explore a bit of Howth while we're around. There's some nice walks, and also lots of food places to eat at. I'm not sure if we'll eat out, but they're apparently very good. But yeah, we'll keep you updated on the passage.
We left Arklow this morning, heading up to Howth. Only spent 2 nights at Arklow just to recover from the sail up. So I'm still not feeling particularly good. I've had a headache for about 3 days. As you can see, we think it's either bites or I hit my head on the spray hood. But either way, those are still massive lumps there. My glands are swollen as well. Went to the pharmacist and got some various medications, and we're trying those, so hopefully that will start to improve soon, but it's just left me feeling kind of irritable and not really in the mood for sailing. Annoyingly, you can see in the background we've got perfect conditions for sailing today, so although we're currently going directly into the wind, we could bear off by probably 5 degrees and sail. That would take us out into the Irish Sea, and then as the tide builds it would push us north anyway, but I'm just not in the mood to do it today. So we've got the motor on, we've got the full sails up, and we are sailing. We're getting a lot of speed from the sails, but we're on the sort of angle that you can only really get with the iron topsail on, and then hopefully we'll get to Howth. It's spelled Howth, but it's, or Howth for English speakers, just north of Dublin. But yeah, hopefully we'll get to Howth, and I'll start feeling a bit better and be more in the mood for sailing. It's looking like we've got another few days of this unusual sunny weather that's been with us since we set off, really, with a small break in Plymouth, I think. But other than that, we've had really good weather. But in about a week's time, it looks like it's going to turn to quite a lot of cloud, quite a lot of rain, and quite a lot of wind. And we've got to decide where we're going to be for that. So, original plan was to go to the Isle of Man for the 26th. Is when the qualifying starts on the TT, which is a motorbike time trial race, for those that don't know. Very famous motorbike time trial race around the island, just on normal streets. It's looking like that's the date when the bad weather comes, so we're not sure, do we want to try and beat that weather to get there? It's a 60-mile crossing to get there, so we either beat the weather, get there, and hope that the weather improves while we're there, or we can wait and see if the weather improves and then sail over. The problem with the former plan is then we're paying more marina fees that we don't really want to spend. We don't have that kind of money to sit at a marina for 2 or 3 weeks. The problem with the latter plan is if we leave it too late, the marinas might all be full, the harbours. And there's no booking on the Isle of Man, it's just council run harbours. So yeah, we'll see where we get to with that, but yeah, we'll update you as we go. just going past the entrance to the Liffey right now. For those that don't know, the Liffey is the river through Dublin. So this is effectively Dublin Port. You're probably wondering why we're not going in. Dublin being a world famous city, we are intending to visit Dublin, but as you approach it, so on the south bank at the entrance you've got Dunleary. It's not spelled like that for anyone that's not seen it before. It's one of the Irish words that will catch people out, a bit like yawl and yougle from a previous video. So Dunleary is a very, very large modern marina, and then inside of Dublin you've got one called Poolbeg Marina, which is a yacht club, or Poolbeg Yacht Club, can't remember the exact name of it, but effectively it's a marina on the very outskirts of Dublin. That one's not on the, sorry, I'm just gonna, that one's not on the Dart network, which is the train system in Dublin. So it's a bit of a faff to get into town. I've stayed there before, and it's either like a taxi or a long walk to get into town. And then there's a visitors pontoon in the middle of Dublin that you should be able to get to, but you're not able to, because you're supposed to be able to call up Dublin Port and ask them to lift a bridge. And essentially, if you're a small boat, they won't lift the bridge for you, because it's not worth the effort. If you're a ship or a decent sized vessel, then they will, I'm sure. But otherwise they just tell you to go back to Poolbeg Marina, which is fine, and it's a nice little marina yacht club, and very helpful people there. And then on the north side you've got Howth, or Howth, or Howth, depending on how you kind of read the word, but the Irish say Howth. And that's sort of an island on the north of the entrance to the Liffey, and that's where we're going to today. So the reason we're going there, Dunleary and Howth are both on the Dart network, as is Greystones, which is further down the coast. We didn't want to be that far down. It wasn't really worth stopping. There's nothing there that we wanted to see. So Dunleary and Howth are both on the network. Dunleary charge additional money for the electric. It's slightly more expensive and stuff like that, so we chose Howth. It's a friendlier, smaller place. It's a yacht club again, rather than a big sprawling marina, and it's more, I don't know, cozy for want of a better term, which Jude and I both prefer. And also some people on a Muse 2, an electric yacht, Arklow, that we were rafted up to yesterday. They're from there, and they convinced us that was the one to go for. So that's where we're going to go. And yeah, it's probably about 2 hours away now from tying up. And then we are going to get on with some editing and stuff for the weekend. So it's Friday now. We're going to stay there for Saturday, Sunday and Monday nights. The plan is to do some editing over the weekend while Dublin is busy, and then we'll probably go and do the Guinness factory tour Monday, go to the famous bar that I've forgotten the name of, Temple Bar, and have a general look around. We're not really big city fans, so we'll see a few of the sites, but generally we find them busy and fairly samey, the cities around the world, other than the obvious landmarks. But even London, back in the UK, I've worked in there, I've gone in there for various occasions, and it just ends up being big, bustly kind of place. So we prefer the mountains and the sea, and so here we are. We'll catch up again later. I think I forgot to mention on that last clip, the other reason that we're not going into Dublin is it's a busy working port, which, when you talk about sailing into Dublin up the Liffey River, it sounds all romantic. The reality of it, and any river anywhere in the world, so if you sail up the Thames into London, if you sail up the Seine into Paris, any of these kinds of places, they're just working ports, and as such there are container facilities for the container ships. There's dumping grounds for scrap metal, which then gets put on boats and taken to other countries for disposal, and just general industrialized areas. So the romantic vision of sailing up a lovely river and tying alongside and going to a pub just doesn't exist in major cities. That's not the reality. And so hence we're going to stay outside where it's nice and quiet and relaxed, and we're going to get the train in. So thought I'd add that little update.
We've now arrived at Howth Marina. We have got ourselves all ready, slightly more human feeling anyway. Had some showers, and now we're just going to go and have a bit of an explore. I have decided, bought myself a Too Good To Go bag, or that's a Too Good To Go bag, which is, well, I'll explain more about that company later. Maybe I'll do a little bag unboxing. But Dave's giving me the rolly eyes. But yeah, the marina seems quite nice so far, very friendly, quite big, lots of boats around, and we'll just have a bit of an explore over the next few days. Yeah, so I talked earlier about Too Good To Go. So Too Good To Go is an app that we occasionally use where you can get surplus food from different companies that at the end of the day they haven't quite sold, but they can't sell tomorrow, so they sell it off at a slightly cheaper price. So we got this from the Tram, now I've forgotten its name, Tram Coffee and Wine.
Coffee?
Yeah, Tram Coffee and Wine, and it was about €4, and these are the goodies that we've got. So I will move this quite big brown bag, and we've got a box to start. So in here, some cake, maybe like a blueberry sort of taken it, and I'll be probably eating that. And
We will be eating that.
We'll be eating that. And then there's like 2 croissants, got pretty croissants. This one might be for Dave. Hannah raisin. We might
Dave
have
will be eating that.
breakfast sorted for tomorrow.
Dessert.
And dessert. And 2, like a normal croissant and another chocolate croissant. And one more box. Oh my, this is really heavy. Oh my god. A brownie. It's 2 bits of brownie. And then probably salted, I think it's like a salted caramel cake. Salted caramel cakes. But yeah, so we got all this for €4. I think it's pretty good. Looks all very tasty and like soft, all of that. So yeah, we will definitely be eating these over the next few days.
And saves it going to waste.
Yes, oh yeah, definitely.
So the purpose of this is that restaurants can keep fresh things while also not wasting things.
Yeah. So it's all very good. Okay.
That night we went to a place called 30 Church Street and bought takeaway pizza to take back to the boat. We were fairly tired, so we thought we would just do a takeaway, and pizza always fits the bill. This was a freshly made thin crust Italian pizza, really tasty. So the following day we went back to 30 Church Street, but this time sat indoors, had a proper meal. And what you're seeing on the screen right now is the view from that window where we were sat. It's without doubt the best view that I've ever had from a restaurant. We could see islands north of Dublin, we could see the sailboats, we could see absolutely everything. So highly recommended if you're in the area. As we walked around the harbour in the bright sunshine, we found a couple of seals. One of the seals was eating a very large fish, ripping pieces off to chew on and dropping the rest into the water so the seagulls couldn't steal it. When it finished the piece it was eating, it would dive down and retrieve the rest and start the game all over again. The seagulls never got any fish. The other seal looked like it had finished a big meal and was lying motionless on the surface, warming in the sunshine and only occasionally moving to reposition. This morning I've done a bunch of editing, or we've done a bunch of editing of the latest episode, which is uploading now for you guys. But now we need to go and provision, which means from here in Howth Marina, that means that we are getting on the DART, the Dublin something rail transport, Dublin area rail transport, and going a couple of stops up to where there's a little, so we've got backpacks on both of us. In those backpacks we've got shopping bags, and then when we come back we'll be loaded down with things. We've not really provisioned for a while, so we've not got much stuff left on the boat, because we've been in relatively remote places without decent shops, but we had loads of food from our last provision anyway, so now we're going to do another big provision before we move on to Carlingford Lock and Strangford Lock potentially, or the Isle of Man, none of which will have big shops, so we're stocking up before we go, making sure that we've got enough food for the various journeys that we'll be doing.
Don't wanna waste time, I'll never be this young, I'll never be this young again. Don't wanna chase highs when I'm too worn out, when I'm too worn out. So I'm never coming down, never coming down, never coming down again. I was born to be this high, born to be this high, born to be this high, my friend. Won't you come up here to my altitude, to my altitude, yeah, you. I wanna share this view, I wanna share this view with you. We're never coming down, never coming down, never coming down again. We were born to be this high, born to be this high, born to be this high, my friend.
Well, we managed to get to the Lidl and bought most of what we wanted. We've provisioned probably for 9 meals worth, thereabouts. We managed to find the Lidl and got pretty much everything we need. There's all the bags down on the floor. Missing a few things, but we should be able to pick those up at the Centro back in town. So I think we'll end up managing to get everything. That's going to give us probably about 9 meals worth of food, we think, once we've got everything, which should see us easily to the Isle of Man. We don't know what provisions there are in Carlingford Lock or Strangford Lock if we get there. I imagine there's little shops, but around these parts and at home, smaller shops generally means convenience, which means higher prices for the same goods. So we try to avoid the little shops where we can, just to save money to make this adventure last longer. We don't have an unlimited budget, so trying to be good. Yeah, and we've got a couple of backpacks on. This is just how we carry our stuff back. Obviously don't have any transport, so we're on the trains and walking. It wasn't too bad of a walk today. It was just, I don't know, maybe half a mile away from the train station. And the train station back in Howth is really close to the boat, so no issues there.
Just come for a bit of a walk on the, I think it's East Pier, right? That was West Pier. Which yeah. Just to see it, because we hadn't been round. We obviously went round to the West Pier yesterday, I think. So just having a nice stroll just before the sun starts going down a bit more. It's about 5 in the evening, still quite warm. Yeah, and we're just enjoying watching all the boats go past and the sea life. Although it's quite loud with lots of people.
All around town and never coming down. Normal people writing our stories. We're never boring and never coming down. Don't wanna waste time. I'll never be